Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is November 24th. It's been exactly 30 days since our last video. Wanted to give you guys an update. We've got about 1 to 2 weeks left on this project. It's been a lot of progress, mainly on the inside since our last video. I want to show you guys some of the final touches and the finishes that we've been doing. And then aside from that, also maybe give another quick update once the place has been properly cleaned up to kind of show you how we're going to be wrapping up this Hanover project. So you can probably see I am right now in the living room / kitchen. So walls have been painted. We have our ceilings that are in. They're still doing the light fixtures now. The beams are in. The shiplap ceiling was a nice touch that we wanted to add to give a lot of value to the property. We've got our kitchen. Countertops are also installed. We covered them just to protect them, but you can, they're a grayish color, kind of matching the backsplash. So pretty happy with the way the kitchen came out. Our appliances are going to be coming in about a week and a half. We've also got our microwave here in the island as well. 4-season room is actually, aside from the floor that just needs to be finished, sanded, and then finished, it's pretty much done. Nice shiplap walls and ceiling. We'll get the stickers off the windows when everything is all said and done. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. We'll get some plate covers for our outlets, but it's nice and painted. Very bright in here. Definitely adds a lot of space. So if you are in the property, you know, you wanted to entertain, you have obviously your living room, kitchen, space for a table here, and then open the French doors up, and nice extra space that is definitely heated during the winter and cooled during the summer. Living room is obviously nice, good space. Painted the bricks white to kind of match with the trim as well. But yeah, so this thing is coming along great. We have painted the walls, as you can see, this yellowish color, because we actually already have this property under contract and the buyer chose the paint color. So that's the reason why we're going with some of these finishes, because these are, sometimes you get a buyer before you even close. So custom built, built in right here. So this is actually the same countertop that's out in the kitchen, okay? But so you have some storage space for towels, as well as, you know, other things. And we have the drawers here underneath the sinks. You can see we already have the finishes installed, medicine cabinets, plumbing finishes here. And then you have a tile shower with the bathtub and the niche in the middle. Not much change in the bedrooms, or we just have the hardware getting installed. Again, walls have been painted. We added some crown molding to the corner to just give it a little bit more character as well. Painted. Floors, again, the flooring, the hardwood floor guy is gonna be refinishing this coming week, so they're gonna look nice and glossy. Oh, closets. Have a nice rod as well with the shelf. Pretty much the same for all 3 bedrooms. Like I said, these past 30 days, the heavy focus has definitely been on the interior. Over these next week and a half to 2 weeks, it's going to be a heavy focus on the exterior. We have actually a gentleman right now, the same gentleman who installed our septic tank is also doing some additional landscaping that we paid him to do. And essentially what he's going to be doing is, I'll show you guys from the 4-season room, okay? Don't mind the stickers on the windows, but septic tank has already been installed. It's right about here. I'll probably, you know, put a picture of what the septic tank looks like. It's a giant, basically concrete box where all of the sewage goes, and then the tubes underneath the gravel and the ground here is called the leach field, where the gray water basically filters out into the soil. But you can see all the trees that have been removed. So essentially what he's doing is he's grading and flattening out this entire backyard. So this backyard is actually gonna look enormous once it's all said and done. I'll have some more clear video of once this is complete. We'll definitely do a tour of the outside. You know, it's kind of loud out there. They're grinding up trees. I don't wanna do that during the video, but let's bring you guys downstairs. so we can take a look at what's been done down in the first basement level. Also, I forgot to mention, nice handrails have been installed as well. All right, we got our flooring down. LVP flooring, luxury vinyl plank. Doors have been installed in the utility closet. So this is gonna be the closet where the laundry, the washer dryer is. Typical washer dryer room. You have a closet for your electric panel, and then another closet for the HVAC and the water heater. You can see it's pretty spacious down here. We did finally build the closet. It's a coat closet that's underneath the stairs. The only thing that's missing, we have a sensor light. The only thing that's missing is gonna be a rod to hang your coats right about there. We have shelving as well. We even have additional storage underneath here, just to utilize as much space as possible if you want to store paint, things like this as well. It's a little bit low as far as the headspace is concerned, but nonetheless, you do have that storage space available to you. And then here we go, mantle on top of the fireplace. We'll clean that up. Again, most of these walls have been painted as well. Flooring done. Lolly columns have been covered, so they look much more presentable as well. Before, there wasn't a closet here. We actually ended up framing out a closet here to have, again, additional storage space. This is gonna be more for, your brooms, your mops. You have access to the water main from the street. Nice bench from when you come in. This is the driveway. When you come in, let's say during the winter or during a rainy summer day, your shoes are dirty, boots are wet. You have a nice little bench with some cubbies underneath to store your shoes. And then here is the downstairs full bathroom. Has a pocket door, slides right in. And then here is our shower. Stand-up shower. Glass company is actually gonna be coming to do our shower doors this next week. So in the latest updated video, you're gonna see everything completely finished. We're doing some built-in drawers is here for some storage space for towels and linens. Maybe some shelves on top of here. Plumber's gonna be finishing up the fixtures. We have these fixtures, gotta install the toilet, and then another medicine cabinet is going right there. But yeah, so this project is, like I said, it's really coming along. We're really happy with the way that it's turning out as far as, from where we started having to gut this entire place, having some of the studs being completely rotted, having that be an unexpected surprise, doing a retaining wall that we didn't plan on doing, but we ended up doing because we're just gonna create enough character to the entire process and the entire driveway with the look that we're trying to get in the finish of this project. I'm very happy with the way that it's coming out. As you guys can see, again, another look at the kitchen here, but I'm gonna be shooting one last video for when everything is completely finished, right? So all of the carpentry's done, plumbing, electrical, everything is completely done. The floor is completely finished, and then the cleaners have now, once they're done with doing their job, I'll do one final walkthrough so we can kind of see from where we started to where we are today. Like I said, we have about a week and a half to 2 weeks left on this project, and we're gonna be moving on to other projects. But yeah, so follow along, and then we're gonna take a look at what this looks like once it's completely done. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. December 4th, we are 2 days away from our closing date in our Hanover project. And right now, what I'm actually getting ready to do, we've been, hustling for this last week and a half to make sure we can meet our deadline of December 6th. We had the guys last night there at the property until 9 o'clock at night. We still have a lot of things to do. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually putting together a checklist of everything that we need to be done, because we have our final walkthrough tomorrow at 3 p.m. and we need to make sure that we are 100% done, so that way our buyer feels comfortable signing the closing documents and wiring the money for closing on Friday. So just to make sure that we don't miss anything, I'm actually physically printing out. I typed up a final checklist. I actually met with the buyer yesterday, going over every little detail, from making sure that we sand the railings so they're smooth and finished, to, you know, removing things on the outside and fixing cracks on the outside as well. So I put together a list of all the things that we need done, and I just want to have them on site for our guys, so that way we have a list, physical list, so that there's nothing that they can miss. So that's what we're doing right now. It's been just under 2 weeks since our last video. I think it was November 24th. Since then, you know, we've gotten most of the finishes done. We actually passed our electrical final inspection yesterday. Our plumbing final inspection is today, actually. So it's right now 9 o'clock in the morning. They're supposed to be there anytime between 9 and 11 a.m. So I actually need to hurry up. And what else is going on? We have our final, you know, certificate for the smoke alarm. So the fire department is going to come, an inspector from the fire department. They need to come and inspect the fire alarms to make sure that they're all working and up to code. And we have, what else? So yeah, I'm just trying to think while I'm working right now, but I mean, those are some of the main things. We have our final inspections for the building. So when you have all of your final inspections, right? First, you're gonna have the electrical, then you're gonna have your plumbing, any mechanical final inspections as well. And then after that, so your general carpenter is gonna get his final inspection to inspect the build, right? All the carpentry, making sure everything is working. That's supposed to be happening tomorrow. We have cleaners coming in tomorrow as well to clean up the job site, to make sure nothing is dusty, it's nice and pristine, ready to go for 3 p.m. when we do our final walkthrough with our buyer. Final checklist. So take a look. I put it together. We have at least, I don't know, 30 to 35 things on this list. So all I'm simply doing is just printing this out so I can get it over to the guys. So printing 5 copies here. All right, let's go check out the printer. Here we are. So I'll read off some of these things for you guys so you guys can kind of get an idea of all the things that we need to take care of. So for example, we need to install 2 thermostats. Simple stuff, but we have to install some drawers in the left of the shower in the basement. Make sure that the shower glass is installed. That's one of the subcontractors who's supposed to be showing up either today or tomorrow. So all of these things, right? Some of these things are pretty simple. Maybe make sure that we clean underneath the porch and cover it with lattice. So I'm actually on the way over there right now, so I can be there when the inspectors are showing up, answer any questions that they have. Make sure I get this over to the guys as well. So we'll see you over there. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So it's actually a few days later. It's actually Monday, December 9th. We didn't end up closing on Friday just due to a couple of the things we weren't able to get completed by Friday, as well as some behind the scenes paperwork, my hard money lender not releasing certain discharges, paperwork behind the scenes type of stuff. But nonetheless, we're here, completely finished as far as construction is concerned. And I wanted to start on the outside so you guys can see where we started to where we are now. Mother Nature has not been good with us, so you can see, you know, some of the mud and the loom, but nonetheless, so obviously the painting on the outside of the trim and the green, we did a brand new walkway as well. So the idea, so this was all loomed. This is pretty much like top seed that's gonna get ready to do grass. We're just in the middle of December, so it's probably not gonna be good to seed this right now. So our buyer is actually gonna wait until the spring of 2025 to then start doing some seeding, so she has a nice lawn, just like our neighbors over here, right? Our neighbor has great lawn. But here we go. We still have our contractors that are gonna, you know, pick up the trash, but other than that, again, all of the construction is done. The cedar shingles, we asked our buyer if we were going to be painting this house. She said she doesn't even want us to paint it. So I'm assuming, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, you know, over time this will all kind of blend together with the elements and it will all look one uniform color. The walkway I talked about in previous videos, I was initially thinking that we're going to have a curved walkway to the driveway. Instead, we just ended up doing a straight shot right to the streets with gravel and paved stones, as you saw there. Brand new deck in the front, right? We got our gutters that were installed. The driveway here. I mean, we cleared out so much of the trees. I mean, trees were completely full of there. We cleared them out here. This, as you guys remember from the first couple videos, you couldn't even see the neighbor's yard because of how much brush was here. So we got rid of a bunch of trees. We loomed this side of the yard out as well, and we cleared out a lot of the backyard. I mean, you can see how much bigger the backyard looks. All right, our new septic tank is pretty much right in this area. I don't want to step on it because of the mud, but new septic tank, new leach field is right here. That's what the pipe is as well. And you can see how much bigger this backyard looks. I mean, I remember from the first video that I did, even just standing here in the driveway, there were trees and brush all around this area, covering this area. We cleared it all out. One of the issues that we ended up having to deal with as well, one of the reasons why we weren't able to close is we weren't able to get the sign off on our final inspection. It was a little bit of an oversight, I guess, on our parts and maybe during the rough inspection stage as well. So our outside stairs were already built. We just painted them and dressed them up. But during the final inspection, the inspector was okay with everything in the house except for here. So what he said was, we needed to rebuild the stairs so that there was a landing. And so what we had before was just steps leading up to the back door, and he wanted us to build a landing. So we had to rebuild the stairs, do the landing, and then have to redo the stairs all the way down. So that held us up a little bit, again, aside, and then that along with some of, you know, the paperwork, you know, with the lenders and a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, which is what the closing attorneys are dealing with. But I mean, and you can see, I talked about when I was going through the checklist, you know, just making sure we clean underneath the lattice. So what we did for our buyer, these are the propane tanks for the heat. We actually built a door so that they can access, you know, for storage purposes, lawn, if you want to store a lawnmower. So you have some nice space underneath here as well. You know, the more storage, the better. You can actually access it from here as well, from across, but that's not big enough to fit a lawnmower and, you know, big yard items through it. So we created another door on this side of the house. Okay, the AC is right here. We had to fix the chimney at the top and reline it as well. So we did a lot of work on the outside. I'm actually really impressed with how the yard came out. I know it looks like crap because of all the weather, but just imagine in the summer when this is all full of grass and how big this yard is going to be. It's gonna look great. All right, but let's take a look on the inside now so you guys can see the final product and what it looks like on the inside. All right, so walking in from the front door, right, typical split level, right? You can either go downstairs or upstairs. You can see our living room and our kitchen with the vaulted ceilings, the beams and the shiplap ceilings with the fan in the middle. We just had the floors refinished over the weekend as well. Living room, I would assume, you know, kitchen. I remember we talked about in previous videos, I thought about putting a closet there. I'm so glad I didn't end up doing that. Mantle, TV, I would imagine is probably gonna go right there. Some space for the kitchen table, a dining room table. And you also have additional counter space as well. And here is our kitchen. You can see this vent hood actually vents outside instead of venting it back inside the house. So the vent, to cover the vents, we actually continue the shiplap so it's continuous with the ceiling as well. I actually really like how that came out. You can see the under cabinet lights as well. Came out really good. Vanity on the side here. All right, our 3-season room that was changed into a 4-season room. We insulated it from underneath. So it's good even during the winter. We continued the same floor throughout on this side as well. Shiplap walls and ceiling in this room. Great for entertaining, right? You open up these French doors, keep it all open during the summer, fall, whatever time of year. And definitely some more entertainment space as well. The back stairs that I was talking about, this is exactly where it leads to. So the idea, I spoke with the inspector about it. And the idea is that, you know, God forbid you're, you know, on the phone or not paying attention and you go to step out. If this was just regular stairs like it was before, the idea was you could potentially fall down the stairs, which is why they need, you know, a 3-foot landing, 36 inches. So we made that happen over the weekend. As I mentioned, you know, we weren't able to close on Friday because of things like that. That was one of the items, as well as the behind the scenes with the lenders and things like that. But nonetheless, we got it done. Let's keep going throughout the rest of the house, rest of the tour. All right, brand new handrails. This paint color was actually chosen by our buyer as well. You know, typical white trim. We did the white around the fireplace on this level to match the trim. All new HVAC. All right, and then for the bathroom, this is the bathroom on the main level. She wanted to make sure she had a lot of storage space, so we actually built this custom drawers and call it a closet, linen closet, whatever you want to call it, as well as a custom built vanity as well, again with a lot of drawers. So typical shelf storage here, and then more drawers here. We actually did the same countertop from the kitchen into this bathroom, double vanity, and she wanted to make sure that she had her medicine cabinets. So there's medicine cabinets on both mirrors. And then here is the shower. Typical tub shower. The bathroom downstairs is actually a stand-up shower, which we'll get to. All right, to the left, I don't know if you guys remember when I first bought the house, we actually had a giant hole. There was no wall, so it was literally open to the elements. So obviously we got that taken care of. We touched up each of the bedrooms with the crown molding at the top of the ceiling as well. Give it a nice little touch. All recessed lighting throughout. Bedroom number 2. Right. All of the closets look virtually identical. So it's basically single rod with a shelf on top. Okay, and now bedroom number 3. Same idea with the closets. Switch one single rod with a shelf on top. Make sure all the panels, 2-panel doors. I'm a fan of either 2-panel or single panel doors. The 6-panel doors, I'm not a huge fan of. And now heading downstairs. Downstairs, you know, like I've mentioned before, the idea with the downstairs is to kind of create some entertainment space. So we did different flooring. We did LVP, which stands for luxury vinyl plank. This was actually a gray one that was selected by our buyer. She wanted to have a difference between upstairs and downstairs. Okay. Directly underneath the stairs, we utilize the space. So this actually becomes your coat closet with some shelving, as well as a rod for the coats, jackets. Also underneath the stairs is just more storage space. You can never have enough storage space, especially, you know, as people hold more and more things. So that actually goes a little bit to the left as well, but okay. And now here is your downstairs level. Again, the buyer didn't care to paint this fireplace, so it's kind of left it natural looking. We just put a mantle on top for some storage space. I'm assuming there would either be a TV on this wall or that wall. At the end of the day, whatever they want. But okay, so we got all this space. There's another thermostat down here, thermostat upstairs, 2 zones. This is the actual laundry room. So washer, dryer, you have a light switch on the right. You got a shelf on top to store any linens. And there's some extra paint left over from painting. But here you go, dryer on the right, washing machine on the left. This next closet, utility closet where your HVAC and your water heater go. And then this last closet is gonna be your electric panel. If you remember from some of the early videos that my partner Halsam and I were talking, when this place was completely gutted, we were trying to figure out where we were going to put our utility closet. I remember standing where there used to be a wall here. We were considering putting it in that back corner, and then we ended up deciding, if you can see, you know, you can see we framed that out, and that was basically what we ended up doing to make sure we had space for our utility closets. All right. We also framed out a wall here for another closet. Why did we do that? Well, because the main water that comes from the street is right here. And then there's also access panel to shut off the water in case a plumber ever needs to shut off the water. And rather just having a random box, unutilized box, what we did is we decided to kind of just create a closet. So we, instead of having a box in the corner unutilized, we kind of, spaced it out so that way she has more additional storage space in another closet, right? You can store your brooms, your mops, cleaning products right here as well as underneath the sink. Okay, usually the driveway is here. Right, we got to move our trailer, but nonetheless, right, the idea is going to be, you come into your driveway. This will probably be the entrance that's used most often, and you have a little bench with cubbies underneath for when weather is not the greatest, like in New England winters. You can store your shoes right underneath, and then you have your downstairs bathroom. All right. Pocket door. Okay. And then also custom built drawers as well. Now, you might be asking yourself, why isn't there a shower glass and why is this not up? All right. So sometimes things happen with your subcontractors. So we had this scheduled Friday morning, the day of our close and the final inspection. They were coming at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. It only takes them about an hour to 2 hours to install it. But what ended up happening is that as they were getting ready for their install, they realized that they measured correctly, but they cut wrong. What do I mean by that? So from here to here, and then from here to here. So what they did is this measurement, they cut here, and then this measurement, they cut here. So basically the glasses were backwards and they couldn't work it. So they're gonna end up having to redo it, to reorder the glass and have it recut. They're already scheduled to come back. So that was one unfortunate thing. That'll be a punch list item for us to complete after closing. It shouldn't prevent the closing, but nonetheless, you can see it's a beautiful stand-up shower with your vanity and additional storage space here. All right, tile floor. So yeah, this is the finished product, guys. So from beginning to end, right? So, we weren't able to end up closing Friday of last week just because of some of the inspection issues with the stairs out back, as well as some of the paperwork behind the scenes stuff between the lender and the closing attorneys, right? So today is Monday, December 9th, as I mentioned. Our closing is scheduled for tomorrow. So hopefully we get all the paperwork that we need to get to satisfy the closing attorneys and my lenders. And once we close, yeah, we should be all set. I mean, from when I purchased this property in June of this year. So it's been roughly about 6 months. And this is what the finished project looks like. Tell me what your guys' thoughts are. Let me know if you have any questions. And we're already moving on to other projects. If you guys want to get involved in what we're doing, or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, like, subscribe, and we'll go from there. I'll see you guys in the next one.